Well, hello, everybody. Happy Intuitive Eating Wednesday. It's Bonnie here. So, today I wanted to talk about a topic that I know is on a lot of people's minds, and that is bringing together both intuition and nutrition. But before I do that, come say hello. Let me know who's here. You are probably very familiar by now that I do like to communicate back and forth with those who are here. So pop a comment into the chat box and say hello. Let me know who's here. And then we're going to get started. So today's live is probably not going to be as long as usual. I want to get straight to the point with a couple of things that I want to share, a couple of thoughts that I have, only because I have a really crazy busy afternoon. But I still wanted to honor our Intuitive Eating Wednesday trainings. So here I am. For those of you who are new to me, as usual, let me just tell you quickly that I help chronic dieters develop trust in themselves and food so they can break free of dieting and live life to the fullest. In a nutshell, that's what I do. And I use intuitive eating to do that. We learn about the principles of intuitive eating and more than just intellectually learning about it, how to integrate it into your life. So most people I encounter, if they're hesitating to begin this intuitive eating journey, they think to themselves, well, if I give up dieting, then I won't know how to eat. And I really want to be healthy. And why can't you just tell me what to eat? Can you just teach me about nutrition? Of course I can. My first degree is in nutrition. After all, when I went to school, a lot of years ago at this point, when I went to school, I learned about nutrition, but as I've previously mentioned, it was all in a weight-centered approach. And so what I was taught, whether it was for diabetes or heart disease or any condition, was to treat through pushing weight loss. And over the years, now I don't know who is here watching. Oh, Claire is here. Hi, Claire. Thanks so much for being here. Awesome. So would love your input on a lot of what I'm saying as well, Claire. I don't know whoever's watching with me live or on replay, perhaps what your history is in regards to struggling to get healthy, but doing that through weight loss. And I want to share a little story with you. I want to share a story of a client that I started working with, and we had a session this morning, and she just started the intuitive eating journey. This is actually a really great example that I'm thinking about right now. She came to me struggling with her body, struggling to lose weight, but not really wanting to diet anymore, truly looking for another way. But the truth is, when we were talking, she was like, but I really didn't diet. And so as we got into it, her method, if you will, was Weight Watchers over and over and over again. And she fell into the trap of Weight Watchers promoting their program as a lifestyle change. Yet the rules were still in place. The rules were still in place. And her mindset was a very strong diet mindset. Once or twice she tried some other diets, the Optavia, which she realized was, oh, should never have done that. It was definitely a diet. And I was trying to help her parallel that type of diet, Optavia, to what she was doing on Weight Watchers. At the end of the day, she's following external rules that are not connected to her inner body. And she's giving away her autonomy. Fast forward anyway. So she's, very used to tangible results. And when she doesn't see those results on the scale, she is like, oh, it's not working. It's not working. So yes, she wants to improve her health, but she wants to feel better in her body. But what I try to really emphasize is the following. You can learn to connect back with your body. Your body can give you the information to choose the foods that feel good in your body so you can have good health. But if you're still focused on the rules of dieting or the rules of eating, you're going to get tripped up every single time. Is nutrition and health important? Yes. Is nutrition and health important within intuitive eating? Yes. Please do not think it's not important. It is important. I've said so many times, I know Claire is with me, so Claire could kind of vouch for this. And anybody else who's here, come say hello. Is that if you have dieted in the past, even if the dieting is not a formal diet that has a fancy name to it, but it's your own self-designed diet where you put rules in place for yourself that ultimately is I'm going to be good, I'm going to be bad, I had a good day, I had a bad day, then any conversation around nutrition is going to be heard as more rules and it's going to keep you stuck. However, there is a way to marry intuitive eating with nutrition. So, intuition with nutrition for your health. There is a way. So, this is what I wanted to talk about today. To eat in a way that honors your body's physical needs, that honors your health from a place of care. It's all about your self-care, taking care of your body. You know, before I go on with that, I just want to say one other thing about this story that I was sharing. She said to me that last night she came home late from work, dinner wasn't prepared, her son was waiting to eat. Her husband wasn't coming home till late. She didn't know what to do, so they ran out to the pizza store. The pizza store was closing in a few minutes, and so she had a piece of pizza. She says it was an eggplant piece of pizza. It was a piece of pizza. And she woke up today and she says at the time she didn't feel guilty. She didn't feel the guilt, right? But she woke up today and she just didn't feel good in her body. And she's like, oh, this isn't working. This isn't working. Well, I said to her, what would have been different if you were on a diet? If I would have given you a calorie controlled plan asking you to weigh and measure all your food, how would that have been different? What different choice would you have made in that same situation that you were in last night? And she thought about it and she didn't have an answer. She didn't have an answer. So situations change for us, right? Decisions change for us that we make. It's very different when you're coming from a place of making choices to honor your health without the rigid rules behind it. So to eat in a way, to make choices, remember, you are in charge. You can make these choices to eat in a way, to choose to eat certain foods that honor your health from that place of self-care without moral judgment attached to either the food or the eating. Marrying these two, the intuition and the nutrition, where we can learn to use the nutrition knowledge that you have, because listen, so many people will come to me having a lot of nutrition knowledge, having read every book on nutrition, and can always tell me I can write the book on nutrition. If you're here now, shake your head, say yes in the comments if that's you. I know nutrition. You don't need to teach me nutrition, which is what I actually said to this client this morning. How else was I going to be working with you if not through this food therapy that we're doing? I'm not going to give you a meal plan. You know, I'm not going to teach you nutrition. You know nutrition. Now, there are plenty of people that come to see me that aren't familiar with nutrition, and that's okay. So they would benefit from nutrition education and knowledge for sure. And I think everybody could at a certain point as well. But marrying intuition and nutrition for your health is where you can use this nutrition knowledge that you have or the nutrition knowledge you acquire through a reputable source, right? Looking at food from a supportive place versus a non-supportive place, and realize that mindful awareness is perhaps the change that is what you need. Think about that. Mindful awareness, curious awareness, being fully aware of the choices you're making, taking that pause before you choose that food, looking at that food. In this example, you're waking up this morning, not feeling good in her body, thinking about the pizza she ate last night. And instead of saying, I weigh more today because I had that pizza tomorrow, stop to think about, from a nutritional perspective, how that pizza might have impacted your health that is now impacting your physical body. For the most part, what I'm saying is she happens to be very sodium sensitive. Pizza does happen to have high sodium ingredients in it. And so perhaps what she felt this morning was more about retention of fluid from the sodium than from just eating a piece of pizza. Do you see what I mean? And so now the next time she reaches for that food, to pause and to think about how her health was, what her experience was the last time. And so therefore, you can use your intuition along with your health, your nutrition knowledge, and pull those things together. But in order to do that, a couple of things have to be put into place. The first is you really must need to break up with your diet mentality. You really need to recognize the diet mentality in both the blatant forms and the sneaky forms. And that is not always easy. For the most part, if you're not new on this journey, it's probably a bit easier for you to see the blatant forms of diet mentality. It's the sneaky forms of diet mentality that perhaps you have to get a little more skilled at. And that's okay because that takes time. So, breaking up with your diet mentality, fully being on board with it, and taking the path to feel free with food, to feel at peace with food, with your intuition guiding you, with mindfulness guiding you, having compassion with yourself. Really, I talk about self-compassion a lot. That is most important part of this journey. Self-compassion, building that trust back in yourself, being kind and gentle with yourself. It's it is a way of looking at yourself, or I should say, looking after yourself in the best way possible, in the best way you can, because knowing that you are worth it and that you are worthy. So, okay, so first, really being sure you're recognizing diet mentality and the cognitive distortions that come from diet mentality and how that might interfere with, as I say, marrying both your intuition and your nutrition to honor that through for your health. The other piece of it, I had a thought in my mind that just totally flew out. You know how that happens? Oh my God, it's happening more and more. I should probably make some bullet points for myself here. There was something else I wanted to say. What was I talking about before the diet mentality? Oh, Claire, thank you so much. You wrote it there. That's exactly what I wanted to say. The pause is important, but I have some trouble with that, especially at night or even during the night. Okay. That's exactly the second thing I was going to say. Thank you for being here, Claire. The pause. That piece is huge. So if I had to say the top 3 things that we really need to marry intuition and intuitive eating with nutrition for your health, nutrition to honor your health is number 1, recognizing the diet mentality in blatant and sneaky forms. 2, practicing this pause, which I'll talk more about in just a minute. And 3, the continued support in community, to be inspired by others, to get support from others, and to give support. Because when you give support to others, you also strengthen yourself. So let's go back to the pause to help Claire out a little bit with that. Claire, do you hear me okay? I feel like I'm talking a little bit low. I'm kind of it's only Wednesday, but I'm feeling a little low energy today. I got to pep myself up a little bit. The pause. So that comes with practice. Practice the pause. It takes practice, but what I would want you to ask yourself is, why the reactivity? Because when we don't practice the pause, we're used to being reactive, right? So you have a thought. Thank you, Claire. You have a thought, you have a reaction. What we want to practice doing is have a thought, pause, and take action. Do you see how that is different? So if you're having trouble with that, question the why. Why do you think you're having trouble with the pause? What is behind that? Many times, I'll be honest with you, I know you and I have talked about this in the past that, you don't really think you're sitting with a diet mentality anymore, which I do believe that you probably have moved so far away from the diet mentality you used to have as you've been doing this work for a lot of years and have done great work. Even people who are living intuitive eater lives will at times have that sneaky diet mentality creep back in. So that's nothing to be ashamed about or embarrassed about. It happens. It happens to the best of us. And we have to look at the situations that trigger us in that regard. But the difference is, are you acting on it, or are you noticing it, you're acknowledging it, and you're just letting it pass? So I'm wondering, if you're having trouble with the pause, what else might be behind that reason that you're not stopping to give yourself space to consider the next step? What is the next best step for you to take the best care of yourself? And if it's health you're concerned about, for your health. So I would love you to think about that. I don't know if you journal, but journaling would definitely help you on that. So, for most of you listening, here with me live, or those on replay, more than likely you'll be listening to this on replay. You probably know, but if not, this is exactly the reason why I put together the Intuitive Nutrition Circle, the IN Circle. It's marrying intuition, intuitive eating, with nutrition. How do you integrate those two together? This is what we're actually learning month to month within the IN Circle. It's so very important. And honestly, like, it doesn't have to be a one or the other. If it's a one or the other, we're back to the black and white dichotomous thinking of dieting. Claire says, I get hungry often in the middle of the night, defenses are down. Now, Claire, is this in the middle of the night when you're sleeping and you wake up? When exactly are you talking about? Is that hunger actually waking you up? That's something that you want to think about. If the hunger is waking you up, then you want to explore how you ate during the day. I'm going to wait for your answer, actually. Take a little drink, wait for your answer there, because that's going to make a difference, right? You're hungry in the middle of the night. Your defenses are down. Actually, I want to say two things about that. I'm going to drink, spill coffee on my white shirt. If you find that later on in night, before you go to sleep, let's see, we'll try journaling, have been trying to eat more later in the day. Yes, maybe 2 a.m. So you're actually waking up with hunger. Yeah. Then I would definitely explore how you're eating throughout the course of the day and take a look at your meals. Sometimes when we try to be good and make choices for our health, we aren't necessarily eating full, complete, sustainable meals. That might be something for you to look at. Defenses are down. I want to understand more about defenses. You and everybody else, or maybe not everybody, especially if you're new to me, know that willpower does not belong in intuitive eating. When I hear the word defenses, I think willpower. So I say like this: if you're truly physically hungry, and that hunger is a true biological hunger, and it is an uncomfortable hunger, and you're really not able to go back to sleep because you are truly, truly physically hungry, it is an urgent hunger, then you need to honor that hunger. But look to the day, look to what you're eating, look to some other reasons why that hunger is happening. Now, the other thing is, could there be an underlying emotional hunger that might not be blatant? I think it's something to explore. Yes, even at 2 a.m. Our wheels turn even when we're sleeping. So this really goes further to explore sleep, to explore stress, to explore so much. So Claire, I do think that there is something here. There's a lot of different angles we can look at, but it does require exploration. Okay. So marrying intuition, marrying intuitive eating with nutrition, honoring your health, it is possible. So I do want to mention, I know that for a lot of you watching, you're aware that currently I am offering a very special deal on my Intuitive Eating Basics course. Now, even if you have done intuitive eating work before, this is your way into the In Circle. Again, the In Circle is my Intuitive Nutrition Circle, which is my membership program. It's only $47 a month. Within that program, within that membership, we learn every month. We have a new topic, marrying the topics of intuitive eating and nutrition. To get into the In Circle, you do have to have some foundation of intuitive eating, either have taken my Intuitive Eating Basics course or my Whole Body Trust program. And right now I am offering a special on the Intuitive Eating Basics course. So I have had plenty of clients who've gone through my bigger intuitive eating programs years ago, but wanted a review, wanted a refresher, took the Intuitive Eating Basics course, and really had discovered some things that they hadn't discovered before about dismantling diet culture, the sneaky diet mentality, connecting to hunger and fullness, your everything about body image. There's so much within that course, and that is your ticket into the In Circle. I would love you to consider it. Right now, you can save $200. It's only $299. Now, I understand that for some people, that's not an only, that's an investment. But I feel that if people have been struggling and you can continue to kind of go it alone and use the free resources, and I'm happy to continue to be here to assist. But at the end of the day, you may need some support. So for only $299, you're getting the entire Intuitive Eating Basics course and the entry into the In Circle with the first month already included. And after that, it's only $47. For as long as you want to stay, you can always drop out anytime. So I do want to just remind you, the doors close to this program on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. intuitiveeatingbasics.com/with support. Again, intuitiveeatingbasics.com/with support. I would highly encourage you, to kind of take me up on that. I'll put that up on the screen. After 5 p.m. Friday, the price to get in will be $499. So it'll be $499 to get into the In Circle, which will give you the Intuitive Eating Basics course, and then it'll be $47 a month after, for as long as you stay. So this is what I'm offering you right now. I try to change up my offerings to meet the needs of everybody. For those who aren't able to spend thousands of dollars, I think this is a wonderful offer for you. Gives you the review and the basics course, but it gives you the continued learning of marrying intuition, intuitive eating, and nutrition to honor your health. So take a look at it. If you have any questions, just DM me, email me. Either way, I'm happy to answer any questions about it. But again, the doors close on Friday. All right. So let's give some thought to what we talked about. If you're on replay, give some thought to what I'm saying, and then do a hashtag replay, post your comments, tag me. I'll come back and I'll answer. And if you have any questions, let me know. I've got to jump off to see my next client, but I'm wishing everybody an amazing day. I hope to see many of you in the internship, in the In Circle, by taking advantage of the special for the Intuitive Eating Basics with support that I'm offering you now. All right. That's it for now. You have an amazing day, and I will see you back here next week for another live training. Have a good one. Bye.